marshmallows, pork.
Yeah.
You know,
pork.
there are, but now the beautiful space that we live in now, there are so many alternatives and tasty. Now they're tasty, you know, tasty alternatives that are readily available. But it's definitely important to know, you know, these other items that contain, you know, pork. You know, the same grandfather that I said I went to go visit, that's in his 80s, he had a heart attack last year. And, you know, it was a big scare for the family, but, you know, at the same time, I can't say I was really surprised, you know, and neither was my dad, you know, because he demanded to have his pork 3 times a day. He wanted his, you know, he was a farm boy, you know, to his heart. He wanted his pork and his bacon for breakfast. He wanted his fill in the blank. I don't know what he was eating for lunch, and he wanted his pork. He wanted his pork chops or whatever. Yeah. You know, if he didn't have steak with dinner, and it was just mind-boggling. But you know, they had, you know, they were like, you know, hey, you were lucky, you know, but since then, you know, he's, you know, switched his diet completely to fish, and being a fisherman, you know, that was relatively easy. But nonetheless, you know, like I said, you know, the heart attack was a scare, but, you know, sadly it wasn't really a surprise.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Janice, because that is something that I wanted to point out, because I have people that I hear them say, oh, I work out so I can eat. Girl, I don't eat that. I work out so I can eat. And so what I want people to think about is the type of fuel that you're putting in your body to be able to work out affects your overall health. This is not just about losing weight or staying a certain size. This is about the type of energy, the type of fuel you're putting, the quality of fuel that you're putting in your body. So I like to use the analogy of, if you put bad gas in a Bentley, what do you think is going to happen overall?
Right.
If you don't put oil in the car and it's not quality, what do you think is going to happen? I don't care how expensive and how good that Bentley looks. We have too many athletes that are falling dead because the perception is, well, I work out. When indeed 70% of weight loss has to do with diet. 30% is exercise. So when you get your diet down, then you then have the energy to work out and do, and now you have quality fuel that's going through your veins, going through your blood to keep you feeling and looking good.
Yeah, you're definitely right. You know, there's a lot of, you know, athletes. It's interesting. I'm on Twitter, and every once in a while I'll just randomly see a message from, you know, maybe an athlete or a celebrity or something like that. And it's just really interesting. I can't remember who it was, but recently someone was saying how they were trying to kick their McDonald's habit. And I was like, you make X dollars a year and you're addicted to McDonald's? Boy, that is definitely not wealth. You know? I'm just like, wow, you just made it crystal clear for me. If you're pulling in 8 figures a year and you have a McDonald's habit, then you know, thanks for making me feel great today. You know.
Yes.
But going on, you can just carry on. I don't think we have any questions right now.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to share one more statistic about pork, because like I said, if I could get everyone on this call, whether they're in the United States or international, to commit to eliminating pork, I have done my job, right? So in 2007, the World Cancer Research Fund produced the most comprehensive report ever conducted on diet and cancer risk. And then this was based on a review of more than 7,000 studies. And what it concluded was that processed meat was so strongly linked to cancer that it should never be eaten. That's what this report said. It should never be eaten. And it also stated that a plant-based diet, which of course is like your fruits and your vegetables, your beans, your whole grains, was the best diet for preventing cancer. These are statistics that are out here that we don't even pay attention to. We're not even aware of. And so I wanted to share that point with everyone because I really, when I hear people still, even with my family, when I see them still eating pork, it just grieves my soul. But the other things that I would like for everyone to consider and to think about is eliminating the white products from their cabinets. So when I say that, I'm talking white sugar, white flour, white salt. Anything white, we need to let it go. White flour is horrible. White flour actually causes constipation in our colon. And what it does is it accumulates like a paste on a colon wall. Think about when we were young and we used to do those piñatas. And what did we used to do? We had like a flour, water combination.
It's like a plaster.
Yeah. Well, that's what's happening in our colons. And so guess what? The little bit of nutrition we may be getting in, if we're not detoxing or cleansing regularly, that nutrition cannot get through the colon wall efficiently to get into the bloodstream to be able to provide the body the nutrition that it needs to be able to have a strong immune system, to be able to not develop disease. And so what we need to do is be aware of these products that are out here, even though they may seem cheap or affordable. Well, the quality of these products are killing people. They're toxic. And so I want you to be aware of that. And the white sugar, which is actually processed with sulfuric acid. So there are natural sugars like date sugars, like coconut sugar. There are sugars out there that you can use in which you don't have to use just white granulated sugar.
Right.
Okay?
And I want to just a quick note, because I know a lot of people, especially during the summer, you want to have your lemonade or your mojitos or whatever have you. My great-grandfather actually owned a sugarcane field back in the day. And one of the things that, if you ever, now, like I said, this stuff is just so accessible now. The best sweetener you could ever have is to go up to your neighborhood, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, whatever, strip a sugar cane stalk. They sell short stalks these days, and just drop one in the pitcher. It's better than, you can ever imagine as far as like white sugar. It'll completely sweeten everything, and it won't, give you those same effects. So it's definitely, those little strips. And actually you'll have some restaurants that do it now. They'll put little strips of sugar cane and, mojitos or lemonade or different things like that. So just know it's definitely a great sweetener and a great alternative.
Yes, that's so true, Janice.
Are you there?
Yes. You want me to go on?
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Okay. So what I want to say is in regards to what we should be putting in. So I didn't want to step on too many toes because of course I can say something about fish. I can say something about a lot of different things. But those are the things that really stand out for me as far as the pork and the white products. That if we could just eliminate those, I promise you would feel like 100% better. I want to point out why fruit and vegetables are so important. Fruit are natural cleansers for the body. So what happens is when you're eating or you're juicing your fruit, it's helping to cleanse you. So not only is it providing nutrition, it's helping you to eliminate where you become more regular. And then your vegetables are the rebuilders and the regenerators of the cells of the body. So when you have damaged cells, the vegetables actually help for you to generate new cells. And so with all that combined as far as juicing, which is something that I highly recommend, if you have a juicer, pull it out the garage, dust it off, get the instructions for it, figure out how to use. Because the best way for you to do damage control and get a whole bunch of nutrition in a little bit of time is to juice your fruits and your vegetables.
Juicing is awesome. Juicing is awesome.
Yes, it's awesome. And so another thing I want people to be aware of is alkaline water. I am an alkaline water fan. I actually bought the machine because I believe I believe in it, and it's expensive. I mean, as far as I got the top machine, it's $4,000, but they do have less expensive machines. But because water is the most essential nutrient that's involved in every function of the trillions of cells in our body, we should have quality water.
Yeah, you can live without your TV. You can't live without water, okay?
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Yes. 75% of your body is composed of water. Your brain is 85% water. So in order for your body to really function properly, you need to be properly hydrated. And unfortunately, we know we have water problems, and, we buy these bottled waters thinking we're doing better and finding out that it has, chemicals and things in it, so it's not as what it seems. So the movie Tap that I was talking about that's on Netflix will give you more information about that. But the Kangen alkaline water is the water that I promote, that I believe in, that's a natural diuretic. And this water actually, the machine actually came from Japan, and it is so effective that it was approved as a medical device by their committee, which is like our FDA, and they use it for their chronically ill patients. I mean, it helps to heal their patients. I'm talking cancer, asthma, arthritis, fatigue, constipation, diabetes, everything. So having a high-quality water, something that's alkaline, is something that I advise. All these things, along with rest, are good in order to help you to reverse the damage that you've done to your body. And when I say rest, I'm talking 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Your body heals by resting. So you can be eating great and not getting enough sleep, and your body can still break down.
And I just want to make a quick note because I don't want you to run out of time. To all my entrepreneurs out there, sleep is not the cousin of death. If you don't sleep, then you're the cousin of death. Like, you get your sleep, go to bed. Moot was one of the people outside of another friend that was truly instrumental a few years ago. I'd always just be on the go, traveling. Oh, I have this deadline. I can't go to sleep. I have to pull an all-nighter. Go to bed. Like, really, go to bed.
Yeah.
If it's not done, if you haven't planned, things efficiently, or something happens where it can't get done by a certain time, then you can't do yourself like that, because after a while it just becomes counterproductive anyway. So I'm 110% with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yes. And so that's why I push that. The body naturally cleanses itself between midnight and 4 a.m. So
really?
If you're not resting, and that's where the brain and the gut communicates, and that's when you actually lose the weight, lose the fat. And you can test the theory for those who are trying to lose weight. If you don't get enough sleep, you get on the scale the next day, it seems as if the scale doesn't move. When your body rests, then you can see the difference in the scale. So that's how important rest is. Yes, absolutely. And so, okay, if I can, Janice, I'm going to just jump on the mental part of the detox. I know I spent a lot of time on the physical, but that's a huge issue. Mental and spiritual is something that kind of comes along with learning how to discipline that body, learning how to self-master. So the mental part comes in where I like to bring to attention for you to pay attention to what your thoughts are. What do you spend time thinking about? Now, unfortunately, because of the news, newspapers, certain music, possibly negative people, our minds are filled with a lot of negativity. And I'm sure, Janice, about the law of attraction, what you spend your time thinking about is what you're going to attract.
Absolutely.
So if you're in a negative environment, if you are stressing out, worrying, whatever have you, then that's what you're going to attract. And unfortunately, what happens is your brain will emit a chemical into your body, again, affecting your liver. And then what happens is that you can't lose fat. The body holds on to it. The body feels like it's going into this fight or flight stage. It activates your sympathetic